Pro-Iranian forces in Syria have said that they have a long arm to respond to further United States airstrikes on their positions after an exchange of missile and drone attacks in Syria over the last 24 hours. The online statement released late on Friday and signed by the Iranian Advisory Committee in Syria said that US airstrikes had left several of their fighters dead and wounded without specifying the fighters' nationality. The statement said, "We have the capability to respond if our centers and forces in Syria are targeted." On Friday, two Syrian opposition activist groups reported a new wave of US air attacks on eastern Syria, which hit positions of Iran-backed militias after rockets were fired at bases in Syria housing US troops. However, several US officials denied that attacks were launched late on Friday. US officials said that two simultaneous attacks were launched against US forces in Syria on Friday. Officials said, based on preliminary information, that one US service member was injured in a rocket attack at the Conoco plant but was in stable condition. At about the same time, several drones were launched at Green Village, where US troops were also based. On Friday, US President Joe Biden said that the US would respond forcefully to protect its personnel after earlier in the day it attacked Syrian sites used by groups affiliated with Iran's Revolutionary Guard. The US airstrikes were launched after an attack on Thursday by a suspected Iranian-made drone killed one US contractor, injured another, and wounded 5 US troops at their base in northeast Syria. US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said that the drone that hit the US-led coalition base near the northeastern Syrian city of Hasaka on Thursday was of Iranian origin, though he provided no proof. Activists said that the US strikes launched in retaliation hit targets in 3 towns in eastern Syria. According to a defense official, the US attacks were conducted by F-15 fighter jets that struck 3 locations, all in the vicinity of Deir ez-Zor, a region in eastern Syria. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, an opposition war monitor based in the United Kingdom, said that the US attacks killed 11 Iranian-backed fighters, 6 at an arms depot in Harabesh neighborhood in Deir ez-Zor city, and 5 others at military posts near the towns of Al-Mayadin and Al-Boukamal. The exchange of missile and drone attacks in Syria between Iranian-backed groups and the US comes as Saudi Arabia and Iran have been working towards reopening embassies in each other's countries. Saudi Arabia has also acknowledged efforts to reopen an embassy in Syria, whose embattled president Bashar al-Assad has been backed by Iran in his country's long war.